Oh, how are you? This is Edith, and I'm going to continue today with this beast out of the abyss, or the beast out of the sea. Now I became very aware of where this beast, this political system came from. It was not too long ago when I finally realized, who this beast actually is that came out of the abyss or the bottomless pit. And that it's the same beast as the beast out of the sea. Didn't know that before. But then I started, after my last video, I started doing more research on, or thinking even, about this abyss or this bottomless pit. And I found a really good a section in Revelation where that is described. And of course, if we think about abyss or really bottomless pit, I was thinking about even Dante's Inferno, if you know that. Most people don't know Dante's Inferno, but he writes about hell. And lots of religions, believe this is where the dead are, in hell or Hades, in a dark, very, very dark place where there is eternal burning and fire. Somewhere deep in the earth, I guess, underground. And really where God bound or condemned these fallen angels to, that had women, or they made children with the women, or these Nephilims before the flood, when they whored around with human women. God tied those or threw them in the bottomless pit, and he kept them there until the end of times. And I was becoming again, last video, I hope you saw my last video. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. Watch my last video, because it's part one, of this series about the beast out of the bottomless pit. Now, who is this beast? I said it in my last video. It's the same beast that is out of the earth, out of the sea. And who is that? That is Europe. Matter of fact, the Europe that was healed again. We see in Revelation 13 that this beast out of the sea had a head wound, and it was healed. And that's what we have today. This head wound of the beast was healed. There's still people, that want to argue about what these heads are. Now, these heads are symbolic for different things. In 17, the heads are symbolic actually for the 7 hills on which the whore is sitting. But when you look at the heads in Revelation 13, they're symbolic more for times. At one time, this beast was wounded, had a deadly wound, not the whore. And it can be the mountains that had a deadly wound, No. At that point, they stand for something. These heads, of course, are symbolism. And they stand for the epochs. They stand for a period of time. So 7 heads and 1 was wounded. Of course, 7 is kind of a symbolic number anyways, right? Could be a completion, number of completion. It's just a symbolic number. Just like 10 horns. They're not real 10 kingdoms. These 10 kingdoms stand for the amount of kingdoms that there are in Europe. And it's always kind of changing. Sorry, I was looking for my tea. My tea right here. So, but this beast that we see in Revelation 13 that comes out of the sea is the same beast. That beast comes out of the abyss or the bottomless pit. And of course, when we compare that beast to the dragon in chapter 12 of Revelation, we see that this beast is a Satan look-alike. It looks like dragon, exactly like dragon. Please do that comparison. I have done a video about that a long time ago. And if you're new, please do that. Compare the beast out of the sea, which also comes out of the abyss, with the beast or with the dragon in chapter 12. Same identical beast. Why? They're coming out of the abyss, the bottomless pit. And what is the bottomless pit? The bottomless pit is the ultimate darkness. There is no God, no love, no nothing. It's the ultimate darkness, Hades. Okay? Yeah, some people call it hell. So this beast comes straight out of hell, people. And we need to understand who that is, that beast. Of course, people think, oh, that's Antichrist, comes at the end. No. There are 4 beasts in Daniel 7. 4 beasts. And there is no gap between those 4. There's one beast after another, after another, after another. Okay? And they're not just one ruler, each beast. No. Each beast is a kingdom, actually an empire. It's the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and then there is the Roman Empire. And that Roman Empire changed. It received these horns. And these 10 horns symbolize now the kingdoms that this beast turned into. Or it's an empire with lots of kingdoms. And in Daniel 2, we see the 10 horns that are mixed with clay and don't stick together because they're mixed with clay. Who is the clay? People are all over the place explaining who the clay is. If we know who sits on the beast, we know who the clay is. Can't be any different. Who sits on the beast? It's the whore. In Revelation 17. That's the clay. Why is the clay, the whore, and the political system not sticking together? Because the religious system, they did well for a while, but then there came a time when they didn't stick together very well anymore. Do you understand what Reformation is? Okay? What happened during the Reformation? That's exactly what happened. The worldly political system did not want to stick with the whore anymore, which is the religious system, which is the Catholic Church. And people are just all over because they don't understand history. And then they follow people who lead them astray. False teachers that constantly come into the church. And in all churches, we're full of such terrible, terrible, terrible interpretations instead of just plainly reading what's there and comparing it to history. Well, people can do that themselves, but they don't want to because they're busy with worldly things. And so what are they doing? They're bowing down to this system. Of course, in the United States, we don't bow down to the beast out of the sea. But what does it say? That we actually do bow down to that beast out of the sea. Okay? Because we are what? We are also a beast. We are an empire. We are actually the fifth empire that John described in Revelation 13. The second beast that comes out of the earth, that's the United States. It can't be any other way. You understand that? There's two beasts today. And they actually are together. They have a what do you call it? They have a treaty called the NATO. And they're working together through the NATO. They're almost like one beast. But this beast out of the abyss comes straight, or is Europe. Not today, well, actually, it doesn't matter. Today's Europe is only a healed beast that it used to be, which we had during, let's say, before First or Second World War. That was the beast then. And then it was wounded, and I say that over and over again. Then it was wounded, and now it's healed again. Europe is healed. And that's the beast from the abyss. But the beast out of the earth gets its power from the first beast. So it's not any different. And it speaks like a dragon. Like the dragon. Satan. Oh no, we are religious. We're a religious country. We're far away from it. Very far. Especially today. All the leaders, the Protestant leaders, are so fallen, and they're still running. They're running again after Pope. They already have bowed down to Pope, have already made, pacts with the Pope. So where's that? Okay? Reformation is dead. It is dead today. That's because our Protestant leaders sold us out. Sold us out. So now what do we have? What do we do? What do these so-called Christians do? So-called Christians do. They run after a false god, which is Trump. And I'm going to call him a false god. He's a false god, people. No, he's not Antichrist. No, he's not Antichrist. He is not the man of sin. He is part of the beast system. He's part of the beast system. He's not any different. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not behind Biden, that's for sure. Or the Clintons or Obama or any of the politicians. You think I'm behind DeSantis? No, he's out of the race anyways. Okay, he left it all to Trump. Left it all to Trump. And that's how it looks like. He is going to be the winner. And then they're making it look like, oh no, they're not going to allow him to get on the ballot. Well, who are they going to put on the ballot? Come on. Really. The same people who are behind Biden are behind Trump. Wake up. We are in a false system. We are in the beast system, and the beast out of the sea, of course, comes out of the abyss. We're not any different. We're not too much different. We made sure that this beast out of the sea was healed. We pampered it. We protected it. And we protected it. Why? Because the whore sits on it, and the whore made sure that we supported this whole thing. Because the whore right now has just as much control in our country as it has in Europe. because she is right on top of the political system. And of course, we don't see it. We don't see it anymore because we're blind. We're absolutely blind. Now let's read what it says in Revelation 9 about this abyss, okay, or bottomless pit. What comes out of this bottomless pit? If you know what comes out of that bottomless pit, you know, maybe understand what's in this bottomless pit. Satan, his fallen angels. What do you think is in these underground bunkers? It's not just for hiding. What do you think they do in these underground bunkers? What do you think has been done in secrecy? All their little, what do you call them? Experiments. Do you know how much experiments they're doing with human beings? What do you think human trafficking are? You need to open your ears and think, what are they doing in this bottomless pit or even in the caves? Okay? In these caves, in these underground bunkers and underground facilities. What are they doing there? Think about it. How many people have been tortured there? That's all part of the bottomless pit. Now, of course, when you keep going down in these bunkers and deeper, is the bottomless pit way down in the ground somewhere? Now, what does it say right here? It looks like it's in the ground because it says right here in Revelation 9, then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star falling from heaven to the earth. Now, sometimes star could be a meteor or a comet, but sometimes star also symbolizes fallen, an angel actually, okay, an angel. And this is maybe a fallen angel or it's even a normal angel. And he says right here, an angel from heaven to earth, to him was given a key to the bottomless pit. Okay, to the bottomless pit. Now I'm going to look right here on the bottom. It says right here, shaft of the abyss. So the same word is being used, okay, bottomless pit or shaft. And he opened the bottomless pit. So, in other words, I know my German Bible, it says a shaft. He opened a shaft to the bottomless pit. Okay, and that's what they're saying right here too, a shaft to the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke, locusts came up on the earth. And to them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth or any green thing or any tree, but only those men and women. Okay, don't be confused. Right? This is the New King James. And of course, New King James is very prejudiced against gender. And so that's why you only have men, unless you think men means humankind. Okay? But only those men who do not have the seal of God on their forehead. Okay? Where do we see the sealed ones? Those are the ones that were sealed in chapter 7. What do they have to do? They're going to go through the wrath of God. Okay? So those are the ones, that's why I know those are the sealed. Because you can tell, you know it. Somewhere else, God will show you that these are going through the wrath of God. Okay? Those that were not sealed, they will be stung. Okay? By these scorpions. So they were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. And in those days, men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. And then it's described how they look. They have shape like of a lotus, was like a horse prepared for battle. Okay, so it's a really strange creature coming out of the bottomless pit. Very strange creature. Who was creating that strange creature? Okay, hair like women and teeth like lions, breastplates, blah, blah, blah. Read the whole thing. And in Hebrew, this actually says, and they have a king over them. Okay, king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. Now here is the name of the angel of the bottomless pit. Hebrew, it's Abaddon. The Greek word is Apollyon. What's Apollyon? It's Apollo. Okay, Apollo, the Greek god. And who is that? That's Satan. Okay, and Satan is what? The king of the bottomless pit. And this is where that beast is coming from the bottomless pit. It is from Satan. It's a Satan look-alike, because when we compare it to Revelation 12, it looks like the dragon. So you compare the beast out of the sea in Revelation 13 and the beast or in the dragon in Revelation 12, and they are two look-alikes. And I keep saying that in my videos. If you're new, you don't know it. Go back to my videos and watch them. I have many videos, okay, and they only will tell you what the Bible says. You have to piece them together, because the Holy Spirit is giving me these revelations only in part 2. Okay? One here, one there, one there. This thing about the bottomless pit, he didn't show me that for a long time. Just recently, he showed it to me. And then after I did my last video, I'm thinking more about this bottomless pit. I'm reading more about this bottomless pit, and I'm thinking, my goodness, where is this system, this political system from? From the bottomless pit. That means directly from Satan. And that's what the European system is all about. Of course, it's not just the European system. When you look at the American system, the beast out of the earth, it gets its power, his greatness, right? His empire, it became empire because it involved itself in the First and Second World War, and then it started protecting, the first beast, and it became, part of this beast system. It became a beast itself. And here we are screaming and thinking, we are so Christian. We're such a Christian nation. Yeah, we're not. We're not, because we allowed false teachers in our church. That's why. Yes, at one point, the United States, that was a long time ago though. People, it was a very long time ago, when you could really say that the United States was really mainly a Christian country. Oh yeah, we were, founded on Christian principles. Well, I'm sure that Europe is telling us the same thing. They're founded on Christian principles, and they're, of course, founded on Catholicism. Yeah, they say the same thing. The very same thing. And yet, they are corrupt to the bone. Very corrupt. Why? Because the whore, which is the religious system, is totally controlling the political system. That's why. Now, this is how we are tied to that beast out of the sea, the beast out of the abyss, okay? Because we support it. That's how we are. We are the ones who nursed that system back to life. We were the ones. And because we did, we actually lost. We're transformed into this corrupt system. That's why. And we allowed the whore that sits on the first beast out of the sea, we allowed that whore to mess up our country. And yeah, she is trying very hard to bring this country down, people. Very strongly. She thinks that we need to bow down, okay, to the political system first, and then, of course, to her. And I hope you know who that whore is that sits on that first beast, the beast out of the abyss. I hope you know, because she is part of controlling that beast and making sure that this beast stays a beast out of the abyss. How do I know she is a beast out of the abyss? Well, you need to look at history to see all the horrible things that beast did, that political system. One war after another. One war after another. She allowed herself to be used through the rulers, okay, the kings and the emperors. They became torturer of their own people. One war after another. Bloodshed after bloodshed after bloodshed. And when the United States entered the whole thing, they continued the bloodshed. And they're continuing it today, that bloodshed. And then they're always blaming it on other people. Oh, it's always Russia's fault. It's always Putin's fault. Always blaming on other people what they are actually doing themselves. These corrupt, should I say B? The word B? No, I better not. Okay? I better not. I don't have permission to do that. But they're so corrupt. And the same powers that worked in Europe and brought down Europe one after another, one war, one bloodshed after another, destruction after destruction after destruction. The same spirit continues now in the United States. They used the United States after Europe was wounded. Then they continue to use somebody else, some other puppet, and that became the United States. And the people of the United States, they don't care. Oh yeah, we are too busy making money. We're too busy to enjoy life, and that's the end of it. That's what the United States is doing. They're not thinking. And they don't understand, and they don't realize why all of a sudden the United States is falling. Their prosperity is failing. They're failing. And now they're following a man that is, I just recently saw, of course, the stuff with Trump. Make America great again. Make America rich again. How in the world are you guys going to do that? How are you going to do that? Oh, yeah, Trump is going to do it. Yeah, sure. Really sure. No, they are bringing it down. And why are they bringing it down? Because it is meant, somebody had it in his or her mind. Okay, if you look at the whore, if you look at the man of sin, he had it in his mind to bring down the United States. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back. Trump is not bringing anybody back. Now, is he better than Biden? I don't care. But the system is the same. The people behind the system right now are the same as, the Biden's government. They're just playing games with people. We're all being played, people. We're all being played. Made believe that, oh, he's different and he's different, and they're all the same. Okay? It's all the same. We have controlled opposition here, and we have, the swamp here. The swamp is not any different than the controlled opposition. The people that say, oh, we're going to drain the swamp. It's all swamp. It's all swamp, people. Why? Because it's all the beast system. The beast system that comes out of the abyss. We have given up. We have given up our country a long time ago. And nothing is going to change that except Jesus. And we need to understand that this kingdom is not our kingdom. We are not from this world. We are from another kingdom. We are from the kingdom of Jesus. And we need to scream today that we want that kingdom. We want Jesus' kingdom. We don't want this kingdom. We don't want any of these politicians. Because none of them will do any difference. In the opposite. It may look at first, they will do something different, but Trump will not do anything different. He didn't do anything different last time. He ain't going to do anything different this time. Again, he may come in and step in and say, oh yeah, we're going to close the borders. Oh yeah, we're going to stop this war with Ukraine. He may say that. He may say peace and safety. And what do they say after peace and safety? Sudden destruction will come over them. Why? Because, listen, the wrath of God is coming. The wrath of God is coming. And there is no escape. No escape. See, some people think, oh, if we just vote in, Trump, we will have good time, everything's going to go back to normal. No, nothing's going to go back to normal. When you have so much debt, you're going to have to start from the beginning again. Yes. And it's not going to be fun. It'll take years before you can get back to what you ever had before. Years. And nobody's going to do that because the person that's on top is Satan. And the wrath of God is coming. Why? Simply because we left our first love. We left our first love. That's why. Which is who? Trump? No, it's Jesus. Coming to an end, people. Let the Holy Spirit guide you.